Hello everyone, this is Al Red Sox Fan coming to you from Al Red Sox Fan YouTube channel, and we're going to bring you some more of our one and done 1978 baseball tournament using Out of the Park 19. Wonderful game. And in our second round matchup here, two surprise teams from the first round. The St. Louis Cardinals at 69 and 93 will travel to Chicago and play the Chicago Cubs at 79 and 83, both upset winners in round one. In the chat, we have Ken Castro, sports writer extraordinaire. Ken, when will you be on with Chat with Al and Friends? Just curious if you'd like to come on. Also, we have Dog Sidious. We'll be on Dog Sidious's channel on Saturday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Myself, Dog, and I believe Chris from Stratomatic, Delaware, and Devin, the original Grognard. I'm hoping to have the original Grognard on tomorrow for about an hour to talk some military gaming. So that's going to be kind of fun if we can get that. I'm going to send him an email. Herb Pilgrim's joined us in the chat. Hope all is well, gentlemen. Let's get to the starting lineups and play some baseball. Why don't we? The winner will advance to round 3. So I will be managing the St. Louis Cardinals, the lower seed, the team with the worst record, at 69 and 93. The Out of the Park Sim Engine will be managing the Cubs at 79 and 83. So leading off for St. Louis, playing left field, Jerry Mumphrey. Batting second, the shortstop, Gary Templeton. Batting third, the catcher, Ted Simmons. Batting fourth, playing center field, George Hendrick. Batting fifth, the first baseman, Keith Hernandez. Batting sixth, the third baseman, Ken Ritz. Batting seventh, in right field, Dane Orge. Batting eighth, the designated hitter, Wayne Garrett. Batting ninth, the second baseman, Mike Phillips. On the mound, doing the pitching for the Cardinals, John Denny. They actually don't have their number 1 and number 2 starters are not bad for the Cardinals. So they have a good shot at beating the Cubs here and moving to round 3. In 78, as you see by the record, the Cardinals were god-awful. So John Denny, 14 and 11 with a 2.96 earned run average. Will be taking on the Chicago Cubs lineup. Ivan DeJesus batting first, the shortstop. Batting second, playing right field, Bobby Mercer. Batting third, the first baseman, Billy Buckner. Batting fourth, Kong, Dave Kingman. He's in left field. Batting fifth, the center fielder, Greg Gross. Batting sixth, the second baseman, Manny Trio. Batting seventh, the designated hitter, Rodney Scott. Batting eighth, the third baseman, Steve Ontiveros. Batting ninth, doing the catching, Dave Rader. On the hill for the Chicago Cubs, hoping to advance them to the third round, Mike Krukow. 9 wins, 3 losses, 3.91 earned run average. And let's play ball. Once again, in the chat, we have Dog Sidious. All things Star Wars and entertainment, check out that wonderful channel. Also, we have good friend of the channel, Herb Pilgrim. And Ken Castro, sports writer extraordinaire. Herb Pilgrim says, oh wow, now I wouldn't be in favor of either one over the other, but back in 78 I was more of a Cardinal than Chicago fan. Alright, so we are at Wrigley Field. And I don't know, let's change this view here to wide camera. Yeah, I like that one a little better. Alright, so Mike Krukow is on the hill, and Krukow, as I stated, 9 and 3, 3.91 earned run average, striking out 81, walking 53. Behind the plate is Dave Rader, 7 out of 10 arm, 7 out of 10 defense. Ontiveros, excellent at third, 8 out of 10. Ivan DeJesus, very good at short, 7 out of 10. The same with his partner in crime up the middle, Manny Trio at second. Bill Buckner, also 7 out of 10. That's a very good defensive infield for the Cubbies. In left, Dave Kingman, 7 out of 10 defense and range, 10 out of 10 arm. In center, Greg Gross, average range and defense, 5 out of 10. Arm well above average, 7 out of 10. And Bobby Mercer, who once was considered the heir apparent to Mickey Mantle in New York, is playing right field for the Cubs. 6 out of 10 defense and range, 8 out of 10 arm. Jerry Mumphrey's at the plate. And Mumphrey in 78 batted .262. 2 homers, 37 ribbies. He's batting .667 in the tournament in one game, as he is 2 for 3. No homers, no ribbies. 6 out of 10 contact, 2 out of 10 power, 5 out of 10 eye. Left-handed normal hitter. Trucco, 9 out of 10 stamina, poor at holding runners on, 2 out of 10. Overall, quality of pitch is below average, 4 out of 10. Movement excellent, 7 out of 10. Control average, 5 out of 10. His fastball maxes out between 91 and 93 miles per hour. Here's the pitch to Mumphrey. Full count to Mumphrey. Mumphrey rips a shot into right field past the dive of Billy Buck. So a lead-off single for Mumphrey. Excellent speed, 8 out of 10. And base stealing ability, 7 out of 10. Here comes Gary Templeton. Templeton would later be traded from the Cardinals to the Padres for the Wizard of Oz. But right now he's wearing Cardinal red. In 78, 280, 2 homers, 47 ribbies. In the tournament, 2 for 4 with 2 ribbies. 7 out of 10 contact. Very poor power, 1 out of 10. Eye, horrible, 2 out of 10. He will chase, but another speedy runner. So Mumphrey's at first. We're going to play hit and run. Here's the pitch to Templeton, and that's a base hit to left. Mumphrey's hit second base and moves on to third as Kingman throws to the cutoff man. So runners on the corners for the Cards. Hit and run executed to perfection by Gary Templeton. That's a lot of speed on the base paths, and here comes Ted Simmons, the catcher. Ted Simmons, switch hitting catcher, batting lefty off the right-handed throwing Trucco. In 78, batted .287, 22 homers, 80 runners knocked in, 8 out of 10 contact, 7 out of 10 power, 6 out of 10 eye against right-handed pitching. He is 0 for 4 in the tournament. Love to get out the schneid here. Templeton at first, Mumphrey at third. Trucco picks up the sign from Raider. Here's the pitch to Ted Simmons. 1-1 count. Simmons swings. Loops one right center field. On the run is Mercer. He makes the catch. And holding at third is Mumphrey. They don't want to challenge Bobby Mercer's 8 out of 10 arm. So Simmons struggles, continues at the plate. He's 0 for 5 now. Here comes another struggling bat for the Cards, George Hendrick. He's 0 for 4. In 78, Hendrick batted .288, 17 homers, 67 runs knocked in for the cleanup hitter. 7 out of 10 contact, 6 out of 10 power, 5 out of 10 eye. Right-handed normal hitter. He awaits the Trucco offering. Here's the pitch to Hendrick. 2-0 count. Hendrick with the green light. Punches it to right field. And going first to third is Templeton. 1-0 Cardinals. So Hendrick gets off the schneid in a big way. First hit and first RBI. And the Cards go out on top over their much-hated rivals, the Cubs. And here's Keith Hernandez. Hernandez 1 for 4 in the tournament. No homers, no ribbies. In 78, 255, 11 homers, 64 runners knocked in, 6 out of 10 contact, below average power, 4 out of 10 eye, very good, 7 out of 10. Hendrick not very fast at first, 2 out of 10. 6 out of 10 stealing ability. Templeton's at third. Hendrick is at first. Cubs open to turn 2 up the middle. Here's the pitch from Trucco to Hernandez. 2-0 count. Hernandez with a green light. Hits that ball. Shallow left center. Coming on. And making the catch is Greg Gross. Do we want Templeton to tag up from third? The ball is average outfield depth. Templeton, a fantastic runner. Gross has a great arm with 2 outs, and Ken Ritz coming up. We're going to send him. And he is out at the plate. So Gross throws out Templeton in a bang-bang play as Raider applies the tag, side retired. Out of the park. Has to really fix that. A lot of complaints. The one complaint I have with this game is every once in a while on tag-up plays, they don't show it. So let's just go back to the replay and I'll read it out to you. Again, Templeton thrown out by Gross at the plate. Rader applies the tag. And there's a fly ball. Coming in is Gross, so his momentum going towards the plate. He will make the throw. Sensational throw by Gross, and that's the inning. So, great throw on the fly to Rader. He applies the tag. The Cardinals do get one. We go to the bottom of the first, 1-0 Redbirds. Due up for the Cubbies, DeJesus, Mercer, and Buckner. On the hill for the Cardinals. Again, their 1-2 punch at the top of the rotation. Not bad at all, really. John Denny, as I stated, 14 and 11, 2.96 earned run average, striking out 103, walking 74. Denny, 10 out of 10 stamina, 6 out of 10 holding runners on. Extreme fly ball pitcher. That could be dangerous here in the snuggly confines of Wrigley Field. Quality of pitches overall, below average, 4 out of 10. Movement, excellent, 8 out of 10. Control above average, 6 out of 10. That can fluctuate between right-handed and left-handed batters. Behind the plate, Ted Simmons. And Simmons, 9 out of 10 defense, 8 out of 10 arm. Ritz, excellent at third, 8 out of 10. You can call him a cracker over there, as he's tasty. Gary Templeton, very good at short, 7 out of 10. Mike Phillips, below average at second, 4 out of 10. And Keith Hernandez, good at first, 7 out of 10. Jerry Humphreys, in left, 6 out of 10 defense and range, 8 out of 10 arm. George Hendrick, above average for defense and range and arm, 6 out of 10 for both, all three, excuse me. And Dane Orge, 7 out of 10 defense and range, 7 out of 10 arm. As the Cardinals have stacked their lineup with left-handed batters. Here's Ivan DeJesus. DeJesus in 1978 batted .278. 3 homers, 35 ribbies. 1 for 4 in the tournament. No homers, no ribbies. 6 out of 10 contact. 2 out of 10 power. 6 out of 10 eye. Right-handed batter. Normal hitter. Cardinals infield, outfield, straightaway, and normal. Denny picks up the sign from Simmons. Here's the pitch to Ivan DeJesus. DeJesus swings at the first. Oh! He gets beamed right in the back. As that curveball, was it a curveball? No, it was not. That was a fastball. Ooh, I don't know. I don't think that was intentional. Tying run at first and the speedy Ivan DeJesus. And here comes Bobby Mercer. Mercer in 78. 281, 9 homers, 64 ribbies. In the tournament, 3 for 4. No homers, no ribbies. That's a 750 batting average. 6 out of 10 contact, 4 out of 10 powers, 7 out of 10 eye. DeJesus, very speedy at first. Excellent base stealer. Mercer, left-handed spray hitter. Cardinals infield, outfield, straightaway, and normal. Denny throws over to first. DeJesus gets back. They're going to go with infield, double play, depth, outfield, straightaway, and normal, and pitch out of the hold stance. Denny again peeks to first. Now here's the pitch to Bobby Mercer. 1-0 count. Mercer bunts the ball down to third. Rich comes running in, fires to first, and it's a bunt base hit. Wow! Mercer, not known as a bunter, 1 out of 10 for both bunt hit and sacrifice bunt, but he lays down a beauty. First and second, no outs. No, 1 out. They did get him. As the umpires have a meeting, and now they say he's out as they had the yellow little thing lit up. So the sacrifice bunt works. Mercer, none too happy. Neither is the Cubbies bench. So DeJesus in scoring position with 1 out. And here's Billy Buckner. Buckner in 78. Batted .323, 5 homers, 74 ribbies. He is 0 for 4 in the tournament, but does have 1 RBI. Chance to tie it up here. Buckner, left-handed pull hitter. The Cardinals will shift right guard third, as DeJesus is definitely a base-stealing threat. And the outfield will shift right, daring Buckner to go to the left side. Denny's ready to work. Simmons sets a target. Here's the pitch to Billy Buck. 2-1 count. Buckner swings. Shallow fly ball to center, coming in and making the tag. Here's the tag up and the throw! And he is safe. DeJesus beats the throw of the center fielder, George Hendrick. Hendrick with momentum coming in with that catch in shallow center. Above average arm could not beat the speed of DeJesus, so 2 outs. DeJesus 90 feet away from tying this game, and here comes Kong, Dave Kingman. Kingman in 78, 266, 28 homers, 79 ribbies, 1 for 4. No homers, no ribbies in the tournament. 5 out of 10 contact, 8 out of 10 power, 5 out of 10 eye. On deck is the weaker hitting Greg Gross, though Gross is batting 1,000 in the tournament, and in 78 batted 265. Pick your poison. I think we're going to go pitch around, see if we can get Kingman to expand the zone. Denny nods his head. He kicks and fires to Kingman. 0-2 count. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. He chased down and in. The Cubs strand the tying run at third. We go to the top of the second. 1-0 Cardinals here in Chicago. Due up for St. Louis, Ritz, Org, and Garrett to face Mike Krukow. As Clayton Parks has joined us. How are you, my friend? Hope all is well. He says, Bill Buckner, the Michael Jackson of baseball. Remember to check out Clinton Parks' wonderful channel for retro baseball using National Pastime 3 and Digital Diamond and some Out of the Ballpark. Here's Ken Ritz, and in 1978, Mr. Ritz Cracker batted 267, 5 homers, 66 ribbies. In the tournament, he is 2 for 4, no homers, no RBIs. Against right-handed pitching, Ritz 5 out of 10 contact, 4 out of 10 power, 3 out of 10 on. Right-handed normal hitter. Cubs infield, outfield, straightaway, and normal. Krukow kicks and fires to Ritz. 1-1 count. Ritz swings the lumber, and he punches that ball down the left field line. That's going to go down and grab some ivy in the corner. Ritz digging for 2, and he slides in safe. A leadoff double for Ritz. So the Cardinals, once again, are in business with a runner in scoring position to start off the second. Here comes Dane Org. And in 1978, Org, 271 in 35 games and 85 at-bats, no homers, 4 ribbies. And he hit quite well against right-handed pitching. Thus, we inserted him in the lineup. First start of the tournament. 4 out of 10 contact, 2 out of 10 power, 4 out of 10 eye. Sacrifice bunt, 2 out of 10. Bunting for a hit, 5 out of 10. He's going to swing away. Here's the pitch to Org. 3-1 count. And Org rips a shot deep down the right field line. And Bobby Mercer makes the leaping catch, robbing Org of extra bases as he bangs into the brick wall and quickly fires it back in. And tagging up and going to third is Ken Ritz. What a catch by Bobby Mercer, keeping it a 1-run game. Holy cow. That is worth a replay. And here's a shot down the right field line. Mercer on his horse. He leaps and makes the catch, banging into the wall. Ritz tags up and goes to third as Mercer fires it back in to trio the cutoff man. So Org gave it a ride. But Ritz is 90 feet away from adding the second run for the Cardinals. And here comes Wayne Garrett, the former Metropolitan and Expo. In 1978, Garrett batted .333 in 33 games after a trade. That brought him to St. Louis. 63 at-bats, 1 homer, 10 ribbies. First at-bat of the tournament. 4 out of 10 contact, 3 out of 10 power, 6 out of 10 eye. Garrett, left-handed spray hitter. And the Cubs have already gone with a drawn-in infield in the top of the second. Here's the pitch to Garrett, 2-2 count. And Garrett goes down looking, doesn't even swing the lumber as he was fooled Kruko came with a slider, then struck him out looking with a fastball. You got to be ready to swing in that situation, Mr. Wayne Garrett. So 2 outs. Kruko trying to strand Ritz at third, and here comes the number 9 batter, Mike Phillips. Phillips in 78, 268, 1 homer, 28 ribbies, and he's getting his first tournament play in round 2. 5 out of 10 contact, 2 out of 10 power, 5 out of 10 high. Left-handed normal hitter. Chance to knock in a run here and put the Cards up by 2. 2 outs, 1-0. Ritz at third. Here's the pitch to Mike Phillips. Phillips swings at the first pitch. Left center field. On the run. And the ball's gone as it carries out of the friendly confines at Wrigley Field. That's a huge surprise. And that is 3-0 Cardinals. As Kingman gave chase, looked up, and that was bye-bye birdie. The weak hitting Mike Phillips hits that ball 379. Holy cow, in the words of the late, great Phil Rizzuto. So Kruko hoping to get out of the inning, top of the inning unscathed. After that beautiful catch by Bobby Mercer, gives up a 2-run blast to the light-hitting number 9 hitter, Mike Phillips, the second baseman. And here's the replay of that. As a queasy feeling sets over Wrigley Field as he goes the other way, left center field, and that's gone. Unbelievable. So the ball definitely carrying out here at the friendly confines at Wrigley Field, and the boos just, the Cubs with an opportunity to get to round 3, and they're down 3-0. It could be the god-awful Cardinals on the way to the 3rd round. Remember, they only won 69 games in 78 while losing 93. Here comes Jerry Mumphrey. Top of the order. Mumphrey's 1 for 1. Kruko has to bear down here. Get this 3rd and final out. Mumphrey, switch hitter batting lefty, awaits the Kruko offering. Here's the pitch, 2-1. And Mumphrey grounds to 3rd. And that will end the inning as Ontiveros throws him out. But the Cardinals strike for 2 more on the 2-run homer with 2 outs by Mike Phillips. We go to the bottom of the 2nd, 3-0 St. Louis. John Denny back out on the mound, spotted a 3-run lead. Gesture is in Scotland, Mr. Clinton Parks. Due up for the Cubs, Gross, Trio, and Scott. Greg Gross, who threw out Templeton at the plate on a tag-up to end the top of the 1st, is now at the plate. He'll be followed by Trio and Scott. Gross in 78 batted .265, 1 homer, 39 ribbies. He is 2 for 2 with a home run and 3 ribbies in the tournament. 5 out of 10 contact, 1 out of 10 power, 5 out of 10 high. Left-handed spray hitter. Cardinals infield and outfield, straightaway and normal. Denny's ready to work. Simmons sets the target. Here's the pitch to Greg Gross. 0-1 count. Gross pops it up sky high near the second base bag. And calling for it is Templeton as he calls off Phillips, 1 down. That'll bring up Manny Trio, the Cubs' second baseman. Would go on to play for the Phillies. 261 in 78, 4 homers, 55 ribbies. 0 for 3 in the tournament. 5 out of 10 contact, 2 out of 10 power, 6 out of 10 high. Trio, right-handed spray hitter. Simmons wiggles the fingers. Here's the pitch to Trio. 2-2 count. Swing and a miss! As Denny comes inside for the K. And that's strikeout number 2 for Denny. Slider came in on him. So 2 outs, base is empty for the designated hitter, Rodney Scott. Scott in 78 batted .282, no homers, 15 RBI. 5 out of 10 contact, 1 out of 10 power, tremendous eye, 8 out of 10. Left-handed normal hitter, 2 outs. Bottom of the 2nd, 2-0 Cardinals. Scott hoping to extend the inning for the Cubbies. Denny kicks and fires. 2-0 count to Scott. Scott smashes that ball into center field, keeps the inning alive, takes a wide turnaround first. So Scott's now 1 for 3 in the tournament playoffs. Scott, a very dangerous base runner, 9 out of 10 for speed and stealing ability. Here comes Steve Ontiveros, the third baseman, 1 for 4, no homers, no ribbies. In 78, 243, 1 home run, 22 runners knocked in, 4 out of 10 contact, 1 out of 10 power, 6 out of 10 eye. Left-handed spray hitter. Again, infield, outfield, straightaway, and normal for the Redlegs. Denny looks to first. And he throws over! And back is Scott. Hernandez holding him on. Again, Denny peeks to first. Picks up the sign from Simmons. Here's the pitch to Ontiveros. Full count. There goes the runner. Ontiveros grounds to Templeton, who fires to Hernandez at first. Side retired. Top of the third. 3-0 Cardinals. Can they add to this lead? Mike Krukow back up on the mound. He has given up 1 run in the first, 2 runs in the second. He needs to put up a goose egg here, and he'll face Templeton, Simmons, and Hendrick. Gary Templeton is 1 for 1. Dave Rader goes through the signs. Krukow nods his head. Here's the pitch to Gary Templeton. 1-1 count. Templeton swings. Fly ball. Right center field. On the run is Mercer, and he makes the catch. Calling off Gross, 1 away. Ted Simmons steps to the plate. The catcher's 0 for 1, 0 for 5 in the tournament playoffs. He awaits the Krukow offering. Homeward bound comes the pitch. 2-2 count. Simmons grounds it back to Krukow, who fires the Buckner at first. Out number 2, and Ted Simmons' struggles continue at the plate. Now 0 for 6. And here is George Hendrick. Hendrick, 1 for 1 with a ribby, 1 for 5 in the tournament. Hendrick, in 78, got 17 homers, 6 out of 10 power here. He's thinking if the weak-hitting Mike Phillips knocked one out, he could do the same. Digs in, ready to grip and rip. The windup and the pitch from Krukow. 1-0 count. Hendrick swings on the outside pitch, grounds it to the right side. Buckner backhands it and throws to Krukow, covering the bag. Side retired. So Krukow throws up that desperately needed goose egg in the top of the third. We go to the bottom of the third. 3-0 Cardinals. Due up for the Cubs. Dave Rader, the catcher, in the top of the order. To Jesus and Bobby Mercer. Rader, in 1978, batted .203. 3 homers, 36 ribbies, 4 out of 10 contact, 2 out of 10 power, 6 out of 10 eye. He is 0 for 2 in the tournament playoffs. Denny works quickly to Rader. 1-1 count. Rader swings, punches that ball to the right side, and Hernandez flips to Denny, covering the bag. 1 away. Top of the order, Ivan De Jesus. He got hit by a pitch in the middle of the back. De Jesus, 1 out of 10 for bunting for a hit, 6 out of 10 for sacrifice bunt. Right-handed normal hitter. Cardinals infield, outfield, straightaway, and normal. Denny kicks and fires. 2-2 count. De Jesus swings. Grounds to Ritz at third, who fires to Hernandez. 2 down. So Denny's definitely in a zone. He's only given up 1 hit. And here comes Bobby Mercer. And it looked like Denny was going to get out of the situation of that leadoff double as Mercer, with no outs, went crashing into the right field wall after racing back, robbing extra bases. Quickly fired back into the cutoff man, but advancing to third was Ritz, but he would be stranded there. No, he wouldn't. Then there was 2 outs. I'm sorry. Then Mike Phillips hit the 2-run homer. Thus, Krukow did not escape. So 2 outs, bases empty. Here's the pitch to Bobby Mercer. Full count. Mercer goes the other way. Blooper, and making the running catch is the left fielder Mumphrey. Side retired. 1-2-3 go the Cubbies. Top of the fourth, 3-0 Cardinals. Could this 69-win team make it to the third round of the one-and-done 1978 playoffs? It's looking good right now. But we're at Wrigley Field, and the ball goes flying out, just like at Fenway. Mike Krukow back out on the mound. He will face Hernandez, Ritz, and Dane Org. Hernandez is 0 for 1. Kruko picks up the sign from Rader. Here's the pitch to Keith Hernandez. Hernandez swings at the first pitch, grounds it back to Kruko, who throws to Buckner, one away. As the Cubby fans trying to rev up their beloved Chicago Cubs. And here comes Ken Ritz. He doubled his first time up down the left field line. Rader wiggles the fingers. Kruko nods his head in agreement. He deals to Ritz. 3-1 count. Ritz checks his swing and he walks. So Ritz is on first. Very poor base runner. Horrible speed. And here's Dane Org. Org is 0 for 1. And we're going to play unorthodox. Hit and run. Here's the pitch. There goes Ritz. Org swing and a miss. And he'll be thrown out by 4 years. Nice throw by Rader. The unorthodox hit and run doesn't fool anyone as Org misses the pitch. The count is 0-1 on Org. 2 outs, base is empty. Rader pounds a mitt, sets the target. Kruko kicks and fires. 2-2 count. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. He gets Org. And that's Kruko's second strikeout to end the bottom, to end the top of the fourth. We go to the bottom of the fourth. 3-0 Cardinals. Due up for the Cubbies, Buckner, Kingman, and Gross to face John Denny, who's throwing a one-hit shutout. Billy Buck is 0 for 1, left-handed pull hitter. Hard shift right in the infield for the Cardinals, and a shift right in the outfield. Buckner awaits the pitch. Here it is. Homeward bound. 2-2 count. Off speed. Pops it up towards the right side. Hernandez calls off. Phillips makes the catch. 1 down. So 1 out. Here comes Kong. Dave Kingman. 1 swing of the bat could pull the Cubbies to within 2. Kingman, right-handed normal hitter. He struck out his first time up. We will employ the pitch-around tactic. Let's see if he expands the zone once again. Here's the pitch to Kong. Full count. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Kong doesn't fail as he expands the zone. And that's Denny's third strikeout. Cardinals throw it around in the infield. 2 outs, base is empty for Greg Gross. He is 0 for 1. Left-handed spray hitter. Infield, outfield, straightaway and normal. Denny works quickly to Gross. 1-1 count. Gross swings, grounds it to Phillips at second. Side retired. John Denny continues to spin a gem. We go to the top of the 5th. 3-0 Cardinals. Due up for the Cardinals, Garrett, Phillips in the top of the order, Mumphrey to face Mike Kruko. Kruko has settled down after giving up 3 runs in the first 2 innings. He's put up 2 goose eggs. Has to continue to do that. Garrett is 0 for 1. Kruko kicks and fires to Garrett. 2-2 count. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Kruko's third strikeout. Blew the 94-mile-per-hour fastball past the overmatched Wayne Garrett. And here's Mike Phillips. Phillips, the very weak-hitting second baseman, went to left center for a 2-run homer, and thus the Cardinals have a 3-0 lead. Can Phillips do it again? That would be quite a shock. And there'd be much beer being spit out of the mouths here of Cubby fans here at the friendly confines. Rader sets the target. Here's the pitch to Mike Phillips. 3-1, and Phillips works a walk. I think Kruko was a little too fine for Phillips. Should have challenged him. So Phillips, a very slow runner at first. Buckner's playing behind him. 1 out, and here comes Jerry Mumphrey. Mumphrey, the left fielder's 1 for 2. Kruko pays no mind at Phillips at first. We're playing hit and run. There goes Phillips. And Mumphrey sends that ball up the middle. Phillips hits second base and moves on to third. So runners on the corners with 1 out. You want to pay no mind to the man at first. And we're going to play hit and run, folks. As we had a decent hitter. Mumphrey now hitting .667 in the tournament. Here comes Gary Templeton, who's batting .500 in the tournament with 2 ribbies. Chance to add ribby number 3. So Mumphrey, tremendous speed and base running ability at first. Templeton, 1 for 2. Phillips at third, very slow. Templeton, left-handed normal hitter. Kruko picks up the sign from Rader. Here's the pitch to Gary Templeton. Templeton swings at the first pitch on the outside portion of the plate. Shallow fly ball to left. Kingman coming in, and he makes the catch. Phillips is told to stay put right there, as Kong has a cannon, 10 out of 10 hard. So Kruko 1 out away from getting out of this mess here in the top of the 5th. Cardinals up 3-0, hoping to add to that lead, but now there's 2 outs. It's up for Ted Simmons, who is 0 for 6 in the playoff tournament. Simmons, switch hitter, batting lefty. He's an extreme pull hitter, though the Cubs in the infield play normal, but the outfield shifts right. Interesting alignment. Here's the pitch to Ted Simmons. Full count. Ground ball to Trio, and the side is retired, as Trio made a nice pick play on the hard hit ball. And the Cardinals strand 2 runners. Could these runners come back to haunt them? We shall see. Bottom of the 5th, 3-0 St. Louis, due up for Chicago. Trio, Scott, and Ontiveros to face John Denny, who's throwing a 1-hitter through 4. He struck out 3, walked none. Manny Trio is 0 for 1, right-handed spray hitter. Denny works quickly to Trio. Full count. Swing and a miss! Strike 3. That's K number 4. As the Cards throw it around the infield once again. So Denny sets him up with the fastball, gets him with the off-speed pitch down and in the dirt. And there's 1 down. Rodney Scott steps to the plate. Scott, 1 for 1. The only Cubby to get a hit off the very efficient John Denny tonight. Switch hitter, batting lefty. Cardinals infield, outfield straightaway and normal. Simmons pounds a mid, sets the target. Here's the pitch to Scott. Full count. And Scott grounds it to Hernandez, who races to the bag for out number 2. So 2 outs, base is empty. Bottom of the 5th, 3-0 Cardinals. And Denny will now face the number 8 batter, the third baseman Steve Ontiveros, who is 0 for 1. Left-handed spray hitter. Denny works quickly to Ontiveros. Full count. And Ontiveros walks. A good at-bat by Ontiveros. Keeps the inning alive. But the very weak-hitting catcher Dave Rader comes up. Ivan DeJesus on deck. Rader is 0 for 1. Another left-handed spray hitter. This Cubs lineup is full of spray hitters, it seems, besides Kong. Here's the pitch to Rader, 2 outs. Ontiveros will be off on contact. Full count. Ground ball to Templeton. Templeton fires to first. Side retired. So John Denny continues to spin his magic. Top of the 6th, 3-0 Cardinals. As the Cardinal bench starts to begin counting outs here in hopes to get to round 3 in what they are calling their road to redemption for a god-awful 1978 season. Due up for the Cardinals on their way to the road to redemption that they hope. Hendrick, Hernandez, and Ritz. George Hendrick 1 for 2 with a ribby. Kruko, who gave up 1 in the first and 2 in the second. Top of the second, a 2-run blast by the weak-hitting second baseman Phillips, has put up goose eggs in the last 3 innings. Can he continue that to keep the Cubs with some hope? Here's the pitch to Hendrick. 2-2 count. Hendrick rips that ball deep to right, and it's high off the wall. As Gross comes over to play it, as it bounced away from Mercer. Hendrick just missed a solo blast. Look how close he came to knocking one out and making it 4-0. As Hendricks drives his ball to right center about. Boom! Oh my lord, we're talking 6 inches away from a solo blast. So a big run at second base. Hendricks slow of foot, 2 out of 10 speed, 6 out of 10 stealing ability. Here comes Keith Hernandez. Bunting for a hit, 6 out of 10. But sacrifice, 1 out of 10. Ritz is on deck. Ritz has doubled and walked. And Hernandez is going to lay a bunt down. Here's the pitch. Hernandez puts the bunt down. The only plays to first, and they get him. Advancing to third is Hendrick. 90 feet away, the Cardinals are from putting their fourth run up on the board. And here comes Ken Ritz-Cracker. As I stated, Ritz 1 for 1, a double and a walk. 3 for 5 in the tournament. No homers, no ribbies. Can get his first here. Infield moves in. Outfield, straight away and normal. Here's the pitch from Kruko to Ritz. Ritz swings at the first pitch, and he softly lines it to the shortstop to Jesus. 2 down. Oh boy, can Kruko get out of this mess. He's 1 out away, and here's Dane Org. Org is 0 for 2. He will take. Here's the pitch. And that's a ball. Org will take until he gets a strike. Kruko rocks and fires. And that's a strike in there. Org didn't like the call on an off-speed pitch, but Rader did a wonderful job of framing it. 1-1 count. Org ready to grip and rip. Hendrick takes a slight lead from third. He's off on contact with 2 outs. Kruko kicks and fires. Full count. Org swings, grounds it to the hole. Left side. Strong throw by DeJesus. Side retired. The Cardinals strand another runner. We go to the bottom of the 6th as the Cubs fans appreciate the effort of DeJesus and their beloved Cubbies hanging in this game. They know one big inning and the Cubs can be victorious. Will all those stranded runners come back to haunt the Cardinals? As Dog Sidious says, he really knocked the cover off that one. I believe he's speaking of the George Hendrick blast that just missed a home run. Those 6 inches quite important now. Instead of being up 4-0, Hendrick was stranded at third. So here's John Denny back out on the mound for his 6th inning of work. He's only thrown 86 pitches, and he's throwing a 1-hit shutout. 1 walk, striking out 4. He'll face the top of the order, DeJesus, Mercer, and Buckner. Kong on deck. This is where the Cubbies have to do damage. DeJesus 0 for 1. Denny picks up the sign from Ted Simmons. He deals to DeJesus. 1-0 count. DeJesus swings, punches it to Ritz at third, who throws to Hernandez. 1 away. And here's Bobby Mercer. He made one of the greatest catches you'll see in tournament play. Racing back to right field, leaping up with no regard for his own care or body, making the catch and smashing into the brick ivy. Saving the run for the moment. Then a few batters later, Mike Phillips would homer. Thus the 3-0 lead for the Cardinals. Mercer, left-hand spray hitter. Denny kicks and fires to Bobby Mercer, the once thought of heir apparent to Mickey Mantle. 2-2 count. Mercer grounds it back to Denny, who throws to Hernandez as Denny continues to befuddle the Cubby batters. 2 outs, base is empty for Billy Buckner. Billy Buck is 0 for 2, 0 for 6 in the tournament with 1 ribby. As Clinton Parks asked, Al, are you going to be singing Take Me Out to the Ball Game in your best Harry Carey voice? I cannot do Harry Carey, but I will sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game. So here's Billy Buck trying to extend the inning for Kong Dave Kingman. Buckner, a left-handed, no, not spray hitter, left-handed pull hitter, so everyone will shift hard right in the infield, as Ritz is at the shortstop position on the left side now. And in the outfield, they'll shift right. Denny looks to continue his magical carpet ride. Here's the pitch to Buckner. Buckner swings at the first pitch, grounds it on the grass. Phillips boots the ball. Are they going to give him a hit or an error? It is an error. So Phillips on the grass got a weird little hop. He boots the ball, picks it up, fires to first, but not in time. They will not give Buckner a hit. They give Phillips an error. And here comes Kong. Kong has struck out twice. Denny at 94 pitches with 2 outs, 1 swing of the bat by Kong. And the Cubbies could be within 1. St. Louis will now start to think about getting someone up in their pen. Bruno, 199. Bruno's going to get up. He's a right-handed pitcher. Schultz, 380. He's a lefty. Yeah, we're not going to go. So, it'll be Bruno from the right side. And Schultz from the left side. There's no tomorrow in a one-and-done tournament unless you win. You lose, you snooze. You win, you move on. So here's Kong, 0 for 2. Denny struck him out swinging twice. And again, we're going to look to expand the zone here on Kong. As we'll go pitch around. Kingman awaits the John Denny offering. Pitch comes homeward bound, 2-1. And ground ball to Phillips. He doesn't boot this one. He throws to Hernandez. Side retired. So John Denny's mastery continues. We go to the top of the 7th to the sounds of silence here in Wrigley. 3-0 Cardinals. Their much-hated rivals are 9 outs away from advancing to round 3. But more importantly, knocking off their much-hated rivals, the Cubbies. As Herb Pilgrim in the chat says, we should all join in and do a sing-along. We are in Wrigley, after all. LOL. You should. But we're not there, fine folks in the chat yet. Due up for the Cardinals, Garrett, Phillips, and Mumphrey. Wayne Garrett, 0 for 2. Here's the pitch from Kruko, 2-2 count. And Garrett punches that ball down to third. Ontiveros, good throw to Buckner, 1 away. And here's Mike Phillips. He's had a 2-run homer and has walked. The mini Babe Ruth digs in, ready to grip and rip. Raider wiggles the finger, sets the target. Here's a pitch from Kruko to Phillips, and it's not with love. 3-1 count. Phillips checks his swing, and he walks again. Again, Kruko a little too fine for really a very weak hitter. So Phillips is at first, and here comes Jerry Mumphrey. Mumphrey 2 for 3 today, 4 for 6 overall, but no homers, no ribbies. Again, we're playing hit and run. Mumphrey swings, and he pops this up left side. And Ontiveros calls off to Jesus for out number 2. Phillips quickly gets back to his first base bag. So 2 outs, bases. Phillips at first. He'll be off on contact. Here's Gary Templeton, 1 for 3. Continuing to warm, and now ready, Tom Bruno, the righty, and Schultz, the lefty. Here's the pitch to Gary Templeton. 1-0 count. Templeton swings, base hit up the middle. Phillips hits second base and will hold. He does not challenge that strong arm of Greg Gross. And here is Ted Simmons, and he has been awful. 0 for 7 in the tournament, 0 for 3 today. He is due. He's an 8 out of 10 contact hitter, 7 out of 10 power, 6 out of 10 eye. He is due. If he jacks one out, it's a 6-0 lead. We're going to sit Bruno down and Schultz as we play with the warm-up rule. Nothing better than to tire your pitchers out in the bullpen. I have done it. Here's the pitch to Ted Simmons, full count, and Simmons works a walk. So bases are juiced now. How long will the Cubbies stick with Kruko? And here's George Hendrick. Hendrick 2 for 3 with a ribby. No place to put George. He's going to take. And Kruko, ball 1. Pressure on Kruko. Hendrick just smiles at him. He'll take again. Ball 2. Again, Hendrick just looks out and smiles at a very nervous Mike Kruko. Sweat beating down his brow. Raider pounds the mitt, imploring Kruko to hit the target. He sets and deals. Ball 3! And now Hendrick calls time. He is granted time. Takes a deep breath, steps back in the box, and he continues to smile at Kruko. Taking all the way. Kruko has to deal a strike on 3-0. And there it is. He gets it in there, right down the middle of the plate with the fastball. Now Hendrick, a more grim, determined look on his face, ready to grip and rip. 2 outs, bases juiced. Hendrick looking to go grand salami and put the final nails in this Cubby coffin and send the fans here at the friendly confine home very sad. Here's the pitch to Hendrick. Inside, Hendrick rips that ball down to third. Ontiveros goes a short way to second. Trio steps on the bag, and Kruko pitches out of it with the luck of the Irish. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Mike Kruko somehow pitches out of it, and it stays a 3-0 ball game. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever go back, for it's root for your home team. If you lose, it's a shame, for it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. And due up for the Cubbies, Gross, Trio, and Scott to face John Denny. Denny, through 6 innings, he's only given up 1 hit, 1 walk, and he's struck out 4. And once again, in the pen, we're going to get up the righty Bruno, who gave up a deep fly ball out, and the only out he got in game 1 of the tournament. And the lefty Schultz. Schultz is ready to face the lefty Gross, but Gross is 0 for 2 off Denny. Denny throwing a 1-hitter. He's ready to work to the left-handed spray hitter. Here's the pitch to Greg Gross, 2-1 count. Gross rips a shot, center, and that's going to get down and grab some wall and ivy. Gross digging for 3. Here's the relay throw, not in time, a leadoff triple, and the Cubbies are in business, and this is what I mean. All those stranded runners by the Cardinals could come back to haunt them. And here's Manny Trio, and Tom Bruno is ready, and so is Schultz. Trio's 0 for 2. This could be Denny's last batter, as we'll sit Bruno for the moment, and Schultz. Infield back, normal depth for the right-handed spray hitter. Trio 0 for 5 in the tournament. Denny rocks and fires. Trio swings at the first pitch, and it's a pop-up left side. Making the catch is Ritz, calling off Templeton. So Denny, after giving up a triple, comes up huge. He jams Trio, and 1 out. And here comes Rodney Scott as they play car wash here at Wrigley Field. Rodney Scott, switch hitter, batting lefty. Let's just take a look at Mr. Scott. Off righties, 281. Off lefties, 284. We'll let him stay batting from the left side. Only a few points difference. He is 1 for 2 off Denny. As once again, Bruno, the righty, gets up and he's ready to go. We're not too anxious to get to him, though. He gave up a really deep fly ball in game 1 of the tournament. It could have easily been a home run, I think, to tie the game. And the lefty Schultz gets back up. Jumping in the chat, the original Grognard. Hello, original G. OG, excuse me. What are you doing tomorrow night, original Grognard? Would you like to come on for a bit and talk some military gaming and some battles, maybe? With just me and you, as tomorrow we'll be on with Dogs, Saturday, 2 days from now, we'll be on with Dog Sidious, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Myself, the original Grognard, hopefully. Dog Sidious, our great host, and Chris from Stradmatic, Delaware. All right. Denny up to 103 pitches. Let's do a mound visit. I'm perfectly fine. He wants to pitch. He's only given up 2 hits. Bruno and Schultz are ready. Denny rocks and fires to Rodney Scott. Scott swings at the first pitch, and he pops it up as he's jammed. Right side, Hernandez calls off Phillips, 2 outs. And here comes Steve Ontiveros. Denny 104 pitches. And let's check out Ontiveros. Against lefties, he's only batting 186. Righties, 185. This is a no-brainer. Who do they have on their bench, though? Let's see for Haas. Cubbies on their bench. They're going to go probably to, I would think they would go to a righty. Their backup catcher, Larry Cox, hit 281. 283, 280. Would they go to their backup catcher? Gene Kleins against lefties. They would go to Kleins, I would think. He's hitting 290. So do we want the matchup of Denny, who's gotten Ontiveros once, and I think he's walked also? Or do we want to go I think if we bring in Schultz, a lefty, they're going to pinch hit for him. I'd rather than if we... Denny's thrown 104 pitches. We're going to let him pitch. We're going to set our bullpen down for the moment. 100 points. Because if we bring in... I'd rather see Denny face Ontiveros than Schultz face Milner. I mean Klein, excuse me. As original Grognard, OG says, I believe I would enjoy that. So hopefully we can set something up and have OG, the original OG, on the channel. A little precursor to our wonderful show on Saturday with Dog Sidious. But we will be talking military strategy games and other things. Just myself and original Grognard. We never know who joins in, but that's I really want to talk some few battles with him. Maybe his good friend Todd, itinerary hobbyist, might join in. We never know. Alright, so here's the pitch to Ontiveros. Left-handed spray hitter. 2 outs, runner at third, 3-0 Cards. Denny rocks and fires, full count. Ontiveros rips a shot, left field. And is he going to go for 2? He's digging for 2. Here's the throw, and he slides in. Safe! And finally, the Cubbies are on the board. As Denny, they finally break off through to the other side, and that's going to be it for Denny. As it's 3-1, the tying run comes to the plate now with 2 outs and Dave Rader. As Bruno quickly gets back up. And Schultz gets up. Now Rader, not a really good hitter. We might not go lefty-lefty here. As you can see, he actually hits worse against righties. So we're going to go with Tom Bruno. We're not going to go lefty-lefty. So Tom Bruno will come in. And John Denny's day is done. He's responsible for the runner at second. Steve Ontiveros, a very slow runner. He wouldn't win a race with a dead tortoise, as I like to say. So John Denny, 6 2/3 innings, responsible for the runner at first. 3 hits, 1 run. It was earned, 1 walk, 4 Ks. He has done one heck of a job. And here comes Tom Bruno to take over. And Schultz will sit down, as that way they can't use their pinch hitters. I mean, they can, but it's not against a lefty. Here's Tom Bruno. And in 1978, Tom Bruno, 4 wins, 3 losses, 1 save in 49 2/3 innings, 1.99 earned run average, striking out 33, walking 17, tying run at the plate, and Dave Rader. Bruno pitched 2/3 of an inning and gave up 1 hit in game 1 of the tournament. Needs to get this 3rd and final out here. The Cubbies finally on the board. That woke up their fans here at the friendly confines of Wrigley Field. Again, Dave Rader against righties only batted 198. So we went with the righty, Tom Bruno, as opposed to the lefty. Will the Cubs stick with Rader? That's the question. Bruno's done with his warm-up tosses. Ted Simmons with a quick word. Now back behind the plate. Squats down, sets the target. Here's the pitch from Bruno to Rader. Rader swings at the first pitch, and he's jammed! Pops it sky high towards third. Ritz calls off Templeton. He makes the catch. Ontiveros stranded at second. We go to the top of the 8th. The Cubs do get on the board, but it's 3-1 Cubbies, and there's no tomorrow. The Cubs have gone to their ace closer, Bruce Sutter, and Sutter was a beast as a reliever. He would go on to pitch for the hated Cardinals. Sutter in 78, 8 wins, 10 losses, 27 saves, striking out 106, only walking 34, did have a 3.18 ERA in 99 innings pitched. He will face Hernandez, Ritz, and Org. Hernandez digs in. You got to be ready to swing off Sutter. Here's the pitch from Sutter to Hernandez. 0-2 count. Hernandez punching that ball shallow left, and it drops in front of Kong Dave Kingman. So that's a fine how do you do, as Keith Hernandez just goes the other way with it. Alrighty. So Hernandez at first, 5 out of 10 speed, 7 out of 10 stealing bill. And here comes Ken Ritz. 1 for 2. He does have a double and has walked. He is not a good sacrifice bunter. And against righties, again, 5 out of 10 contact, 4 out of 10 power, 3 out of 10 eye. And we're playing hit and run. There goes Hernandez. Ritz punching that ball right field. Going to drop in front of Mercer. Hernandez around second to third. Runners on the corners. No fear by the Cardinals against the Cubs ace closer, Bruce Sutter. As Dog Sidious says, everyone's sporting the Magnum PI stash. As Keith's gonna party tonight, nudge nudge, wink wink. This was in the Keith Hernandez partying days. Do a little dance, make a little love, get down tonight. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Alright, here comes Dane Org. Org, 0 for 3. And I think he's going to be totally overmatched. Totally overmatched. Let's see. We need to get this running. Let's just go with our best hitter. And we got Lou Brock. And I don't want to pinch run. Brock came in huge with his pinch running abilities in game 1 of the tournament. He actually was unactive, and I activated him. I'm like, yeah, I want Lou Brock. He can pinch run still. Jerry Morales, 5 out of 10 contact. 205. What's his bunting? Not good. Scott, 4 out of 5. Swisher. Mike Tyson. Did not hit righties well. Well, we're going to stick with Org. Dane Org. Infield in. No outs. Can Org just punch it past the drawn-in infield? Sutter has to bear down here. Hernandez at third. Ritz at first. Here's the pitch to Org. 0 for 3. 2-0 count. Org swings, grounds it to DeJesus at short, who throws to first. Advancing to second is Ritz. So 1 out. And Hernandez and Ritz in scoring position for Wayne Garrett, and he's 0 for 3. And again, we'll go to our bench. Do I want to bring Lou Brock in and try to bunt? 5 out of 10, but that's bunting for a hit. Garrett. batted .350 for St. Louis against righties, but in Montreal, god-awful, 177. Oh, my God. Lou Brock, the elder statesman for the Cardinals, will come in to pinch hit and try to turn back the hands of time. They're looking for a little Lou Brock magic. It worked when he was a pinch runner in Game 1 of the tournament. As Clinton Parks has got a little R-rated in the chat. Good for you, Clinton. And now the infield's in once again for Lou Brock. And Brock, against right-handed pitching, his contact is a 5. So here's Lou Brock in 78, not so good. 221. No homers, 12 ribbies. And Brock, right-handed pitching, 227, which he hit much better than left-handed pitching, 196. Speed still there at this advanced age. Brock, 39 years old in 78. Here's the pitch to Brock, 0-2 count. He checks his swing as he was totally overmatched, and he strikes out. Oh, boy, the Cardinals in danger of stranding 2 more runners here. And here's Mike Phillips. Phillips has homered, a 2-run homer. That's the winning runs there, the 2-run homer way back in the top of the second. It's a 3-1 lead. Chance to knock in another RBI. Suter, 1 out away from taking it to the bottom of the 8th, down by 2. Picks up the sign from Rader. He kicks and fires to the weak-hitting Phillips. 2-1 count. Phillips! Up the middle! He does it again! 1-run scores! It's 4-1. Ritz! Do you want to try? The ball is very shallow. Ritz can't beat a dead tortoise. Greg Gross has a great arm. He already threw out the speedy Gary Templeton. And we will hold. We will not run into the 3rd out at the plate. So, my God, the weak-hitting Mike Phillips does it again. He is 2 for 2 with 3 ribbies. As Cubs fans are in disbelief. And it's 4-1. And St. Louis will now get their closer up. Mark Littell. He's a right-handed thrower. Littell in 78 had 11 saves, 4 and 8, 279, and we're going to get Schultze back up, Buddy Schultz. Try to piece this win together, and the St. Louis Cardinals could be on their way to the 3rd round. And here's Jerry Mumphrey, 2 for 4 today, 4 for 7 in the tournament, 1st and 3rd. Mumphrey does not have a ribby. He's batting .571. Suter kicks and fires. 2-1 count. And Mumphrey sends this ball high. And that's going to hang up there right center field. Mercer makes the running catch. But Mike Phillips comes through in the clutch. The Cubbies finally put a run on the board. After a long bout of goose eggs from innings 3 to 7, they finally put another one up. It's 4-1, bottom of the 8th. As Schultze's ready, the lefty. Bruno back out on the mound. And you have Mercer, Buckner, and Kingman after Ivan DeJesus. So we're going to sit Schultze for the minute. Littell will continue to warm. And Bruno will face DeJesus, who's 0 for 2. Right-handed normal hitter. Infield, outfield, straightaway, and normal. Here's the pitch from Bruno to DeJesus. 1-0 count. DeJesus swings, and he bloops one to left. Playing it on the bounce is Mumphrey. And here's Bobby Mercer. Mercer's 0 for 2. Again, that absolutely wonderful catch in right field. Won't see any better. And Mercer against lefties, 246, righties, 301. Well, this is a no-brainer. They're not going to, I don't think they'll take Bobby Mercer out of the game. That's it for Bruno. We'll get Schultze back up. Schultz is ready. And he's coming in the game to face Mercer and Buckner. And then Littell, who's ready, will probably come in to face Kong if we get that far. No outs, a speedy Ivan DeJesus at first, held on by Keith Hernandez. DeJesus, 8 out of 10 speed, 8 out of 10 stealing ability. And here comes Buddy Schultz. 2 wins, 4 losses, 6 saves in 78, 3.80 earned run average, striking out 70, walking 36. He'll face Bobby Mercer. Excellent holding runners on. Looks towards the plate now, throws over to first. Oh boy, DeJesus just gets back under the tag of Hernandez. That was close. He thought they had him. So again, Schultz takes a peek. Cardinals move to double play depth in the infield. Outfield straightaway and normal. Schultz bluffs to first. Now looks in at the plate. Nods his head. Simmons sets the target. Here's the pitch to Bobby Mercer. 2-0 count. Mercer swings, fly ball. Shallow left center. Coming in is Hendrick, and he makes the catch, 1 away. And here comes Billy Buck, and we will get Mark Littell back up, the closer. And he is ready. If there's no double play ball, Littell will come in to pitch to Kong. Buckner, left-handed pull hitter. Infield goes hard, shift right for the Cardinals. Outfield shifts right. Buckner against lefties in 78. Well, he batted .389, so he has no fear of lefties. And 2 homers off lefties, 3 off righties, though he batted almost 100 points lower. We might go to Littell now. And that's it. We're going to Littell now. So Schultz gets his lefty. Here comes Littell. Littell needs to get 5 outs. And here's Mark Littell, the closer for the Cardinals in 78. 4-8, as I stated earlier. 11 saves, 2.79 earned run average, striking out 130, walking 59. He'll deal to Buckner. Simmons with a quick word to their closer. Now back behind the plate. Here's the pitch to Billy Buck. Full count to Buckner. Buckner grounds into the shift. Double play! 4-5-3 as covering up on second was Ritz. So that went Phillips to Ritz to Hernandez. And Littell slaps his glove with his hand. And off to the dugout they go, to the moans and groans of the Cubby fans. The St. Louis Cardinals, with a 4-1 lead in the top of the 9th, would love to add to it, but they're only 3 outs away from their road to redemption continuing to the 3rd round. The Cubbies, who after a big upset win, could be out. The Cardinals liked their chances in this one-and-done tournament. We took a look at them. They had 2 quality pitchers at the top of their rotation. And now, due up to face Bruce Sutter, Templeton, Simmons, and Hendrick. Let's just take a look. Because at the top of the rotation, Pete Vukovich, again, he was 12-12 with a .254 earned run average. And John Denny pitched outstanding. He's in line for the win. I think if we get that far, I am going to have to go with Bob Forsch, I believe. Yeah, Bob, 3.7. You know, it's not a bad pitching rotation. They were god-awful, but their top 3 were not awful. At the end of the year, at least. All right, Templeton, 2 for 4, 4 for 8 in the tournament. It's a .500 batting average with 2 ribbies. Sutter rocks and fires to Gary Templeton. 0-2, swing and a miss. As Sutter strikes out his second. Good movement on that 86-mile-per-hour slider. So 1 out. Here comes Ted Simmons. The best thing he's done in the tournament so far is walk. He is 0 for 7. Let's see if Sutter can overmatch. I believe that would be his battery mate when he went to St. Louis. No, Porter was there. Darryl Porter was there, I think. Raiders sets the target. Here's the pitch to his counterpart, Ted Simmons. Simmons swings at the first pitch, and it's going to drop in to shallow right. So Ted Simmons, he's digging for 2, and he is out by a mile. So Ted Simmons, so excited with a base hit, tries to extend a bloop single into a double, and that is a horrible base running play. And he will hear an earful by the manager when he gets back to the pine on the bench. Oh my God, what the heck was he thinking? Let's watch this over. He challenged Bobby Mercer on the shallow bloop hit, and Mercer gunned him out by 4 weeks. Here it is. Simmons gets his first hit. 1 for 8 now. Tremendously excited. He's out by a lot. And he is getting an earful by the manager on the dugout. You can see it. You can hear it, for God's sakes. And he might even be benched. So 2 outs, thanks to a horrible base running blunder by Ted Simmons. And here comes George Hendrick, 2 for 4 with a ribby. He just missed a home run. 6 inches and he would have had a homer. Here's the pitch from Suter to Hendrick, 2-2 count. Hendrick swings at the outside pitch, grounds it to Jesus at short side, retired. The Cubs have 3 outs of life left in them. The Cardinals 3 outs away, with Mark Littell, their closer, on the mound to advance to round 3. And Ted Simmons has pissed off the manager. Let's just check our backup catcher, Steve Swisher. And Swisher, 5 out of 10 defense, 5 out of 10 arm. It is a drop down. But you know what? You know what? Simmons comes out. As we pull a Billy Martin, we let him go out to the position and make him come back. And here comes Steve Swisher coming to catch. As again, he'll get an earful on the bench. As he starts to walk away from the manager, and the manager says, "You come right back over here and sit, young man." All right, so Mark Littell will now be throwing to Steve Swisher. Steve Swisher, 5 out of 10 defense, 5 out of 10 arm. He's average. Not a bad hitting catcher for a backup, 278, 1 home run, 10 ribbies. But you don't want to see him get up for an at-bat. Something would have gone horribly wrong for the Cardinals, who are up 4-1. And Littell 3 outs away from propelling the Cardinals to round 3, thanks to a huge day by the mini Babe Ruth, Mike Phillips, who's knocked in 3. He also has a 2-run homer. Kingman, Gross, and Trio are all that stands in the way from sheer disaster here at Wrigley Field. Kingman, 0 for 3. He has struck out twice. Cardinals will guard the lines in the infield. Outfield will play no doubles defense, and they will play deep. Littell's ready to work. Here's the pitch to Kong, Dave Kingman. 3-2 count, and Kingman works a walk. Oh, come on, Littell, don't pull this nonsense. As Cubs fans clapping along, trying to rally their team. Here's Greg Gross, 1 for 3. Left-handed spray hitter. And they will move to double play depth in the infield. Outfield straightaway and normal. Littell works quickly to Gross. 1-2 count. Gross grounds a second. Over to short, back to first, double play! Phillips to Templeton to Hernandez. And the Cubs are 1 out away from being eliminated. And the friendly confines just got a little unfriendly as Mark Littell steps off the mound, glove under his arm, takes his hat off, wipes his brow, steps back up on the bump. He's ready to work. Takes a deep breath. Manny Trio could possibly be the last out for the Chicago Cubbies in this tournament. Down 4-1. Trio 0 for 3. Right-handed normal hitter. Infield, outfield will be placed straight away in normal. We're not going to guard the lines here. Littell's arms down to his chest. The windup and the pitch to Trio. 3-1 count. And he walked him. Oh boy. Oh boy. 25 pitches. And quickly the Cardinals. Aurelio Lopez, senior, was he senior smoke was god-awful. And Roy J. Thomas, boy, I don't like him. Bob Forsch, the potential starter for Game 3, gets up in the pen. We got to get to round 3 before you can start round 3. And here's Rodney Scott, 2 outs, tying run in the on-deck circle, and that's where Littell wants to keep it. Hello, Moni G. How are you, my friend? How goes school? How goes the teaching? Much respect to Moni G. All right. So Littell, again, 1 out away from propelling the Cardinals to round 3. Rodney Scott now stands in the way. He's 1 for 3. Left-handed normal hitter. Switch hitter batting lefty. Hernandez holding on trio at first. Littell takes a peek, and now he deals to Scott. Full count, and there's another walk. Oh, boy. Littell has now walked 3 in this inning. The double play ball obviously has saved him, as he is panicking on that mound. Bob Forsch continues to warm quickly in that pen, and here comes Steve Ontiveros. The Cubs aren't dead yet. Here comes the mound visit. Pitching coach and Steve Swisher go to the mound. I'm definitely tiring, but I can dig deeper. Yeah, that's enough of you. Bob Forsch is ready, and Bob Forsch is coming in. So Bob Forsch slated to start Game 3, and he still probably will. He might be a little tired. We're going old school here, people. Bob Forsch comes in to try to get the final out and propel the absolutely miserable St. Louis Cardinals, who are 69 and 93 and 78 to the third round of a one-and-done 1978 playoff tournament. Here is Bob Forsch pitching out of the pen. He was 11 and 17 in 34 starts, no saves. Struck out 114, walked 97, 3.70 earned run average. Quality of pitches below average, 4 out of 10, 8 out of 10 movement control is average. Stamina, 10 out of 10, holding runners, 7 out of 10. He just needs to get this final out. He needs to get this final out. Swisher has a word with Forsch. Now back behind the plate, squats down, pounds him in, sets the target. Here's the pitch to Steve Ontiveros. 2-1 count. Ontiveros swings the bat, grounds it to the Reds, fires the first, ball game over. Bob Forsch saves it, and the Cardinals win 4-1. The 69-win Cardinals on their road to redemption, and it will continue on to round 3. Holy cow, that's management and amore, folks. But not for Cubbies fans, as the friendly confine in tonight's game was not very friendly to the hometown Cubs. The Cardinals win 4-1 as they celebrate like it's 1999 in front of dismayed Cubs fans, as they are in shock. The Cubs had already punched up the tickets for round 3. Well, it will be one of those weird souvenirs, I guess, tradable for the years to come. So, let's see who the player of the game will be, folks. But before we do that, as always, let's go to the chat and say thank you to Clinton Parks. Check out that wonderful channel for retro sports baseball play. Dog City is all things Star Wars and entertainment. And remember to check out Dog Sidious on Saturday night. I'll be on there with him around 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, US of A. Also, the original Grognard and Chris from Stratton, Delaware, for another one of our fun, chat-friendly evenings. So bring a beverage, bring some coffee, bring a snack, and bring your thoughts and ideas. Thank you to Herb Pilgrim. Good night. Hope you feel better. Same thing with Clinton Parks. A little health issues there. Thank you to Moni G. Stopping by. Always good to see you. Ken Castro, sports writer extraordinaire. The original Grognard. Thank you very much. Hopefully we'll have him on tomorrow to talk a little military strategy games on my channel and some battles. I'd like to discuss the Battle of Dien Bien Phu and some of his favorite historical battles. And I think that's everybody, folks. As I scroll up, we had a nice time in the chat. We had more people watching than chatting, but that's fine. Feel free to always jump in the chat. So, player of the game, Mike Phillips, the weak-hitting second baseman, thought he was Babe Ruth and Hank Aaron all incarnated in one, along with Mickey Mantle and Roger Maris from the early 60s. Why, you would say, he's player of the game? Well, I would tell you why. Batting ninth, he was 2 for 2 with a walk. He knocked in 3 runs, had a home run. He actually walked twice. So he was on base every time. A 2-run homer and then a single that knocked in the 4th run that iced the game away. Player of the game. The winning pitcher, John Denny, went 6 2/3 innings, 3 hits, 1 run. It was earned. Walked 1, struck out 4. Bruno got a hold, pitched a third of an inning. He did give up a hit again. He makes it interesting. Schultz got his lefty out, and then we went to Littell, the closer, who struggled. He went an inning and a third, but he walked 3, gave up no hits, no runs, struck out none. We went to Bob Force for the final out. The gentleman who will be starting game number 3 in round 3, Bob Force. He'll go in it tired, I guess, as he threw 4 pitches. Maybe he won't be that tired. But he picks up the save, as anything to advance, that's their motto. Ooh, Ken Castro says he's going to be in my neck of the neighborhood on Saturday. Got time for an espresso? We just might, Ken. We just might. You have my email, Kenny, right? I'm pretty sure you have my email. Send me an email, buddy. And I'll send you, I'll give you contact information. My fine friend. For the Cubbies, Mike Krukow takes the loss. 7 innings, 8 hits, 3 runs. They were all earned. Walked 4, struck out 3, gave up that unbelievable 2-run opposite field home run left center to Mike Phillips. And Suter went the final 2 innings, 4 hits. He did give up a run, though, and it was earned. Again, Phillips striking that hot dagger into the hearts of Cubs fans. As he knocks in 3. He did strike out 2, Suter. St. Louis, Mumphrey's 2 for 5 with a run scored. Templeton 2 for 5. He struck out once. Ted Simmons finally got his first hit, but made a horrible base-running blunder to which we benched him. And we let him go out to the catcher spot, and we called him back. We pulled a Billy Martin, and we brought in Swisher. He'll think twice of making such a base-running blunder. So he's 1 for 4 with a walk. Swisher came in to catch the 9th inning. Hendrick was 2 for 5 with a ribby. Hernandez 1 for 3 with a run scored. Ritz 2 for 3 with a run scored. Ritz batting .571. Templeton .444 and Mumphrey .500. Org, Garrett, Brock, all offers. Brock came in to pinch hit and stay in at DH for Garrett. And between those 3, they struck out 4 times. So that was a horrible bottom portion of the order. Except the saving grace, the player of the game, Mike Phillips, 2 for 2, 2 walks, a home run, a single. He knocked in 3. He's batting 1,000. The St. Louis Cardinals, their road to redemption leads to round 3 as the upsets continue for the Cards. 35 at-bats, 4 runs, 12 hits, 4 ribbies, 4 walks, 5 Ks. For the Cubs, who are just in shock, they thought they had their tickets punched to round 3. Ivan DeJesus 1 for 3. Mercer 0 for 3, but an absolutely fabulous catch in right. Billy Buckner 0 for 4. Kingman 0 for 3 with a walk, and he struck out twice. Gross 1 for 4 with a run scored. Trio 0 for 3 with a walk and 2 strikeouts. Scott 1 for 3 with a walk. Steve Ontiveros 1 for 3 in the only ribby and a walk. And Dave Rader, well, there's a reason why he's called a weak hitting catcher, 0 for 3. The Cubs' 29 at-bats could only muster 1 run, and think if the Cardinals had 1 big hit, so many men on base, and we'll get to that in a moment, they could have blown this game open. Instead, the Cubs had an opportunity at the very end. Cubs, 29 at-bats, 1 run, 4 hits, 1 ribby, 4 walks, 4 Ks. Runners left on base by the St. Louis Cardinals, 7, and 6 for the Cubbies. The Cardinals win 4-1. They advance to round 3. and they will play the winner of the Orioles and the winner between the Orioles and the Red Sox. The Red Sox had a bye into round 2, so that's the ball game, folks. Again, player of the game, Mike Phillips. Bob Forsch with the save. What a ball game! That was fun to manage. I love managing as poop teams in one-and-done tournaments. My theory is, when you have a poop team in a one-and-done tournament, if you have 2 decent pitchers, you can create havoc. Havoc, I tell you. What, are you covering the football game in Longmeadow, Ken? All right, so let's go to the brackets. Save the game first. File, save. What time is it? Ooh, 11:24. There will be no second game. I was going to play 2. I got a late start. I was watching some baseball. Red Sox won. Let's go to the brackets. We all love brackets. How do I get to the brackets? There we go. Playoff coverage. Playoff tree. All right, so Cardinals had advanced to round 3. The Dodgers beat the Yankees, so one of the 2 World Series teams gone. They've advanced to round 3. I think what we're going to play next, I'm going to save that Baltimore Red Sox game for a while. I think we're going to come over. I think Toronto, I kind of want to play as Cleveland because they have Bernie Carbo, but I think Toronto was a worse team than Cleveland, which stinks. I always play as the Red Sox. That doesn't matter. We might do Kansas City and Texas. Actually, I might play as Detroit. They got La Grande à l'Orange. I don't know. So there's going to be a game upcoming. What game would you guys like to see next? So we have the Red Sox, Orioles, Houston, and the Seattle Mariners on the right side of the bracket as I look at it. And then we have all the games for the second round on the left side. Cleveland at Toronto, San Diego at Atlanta, Detroit at Milwaukee, and Texas at Kansas City. So if I'll open it up to the chat for a brief moment and see. Oh, good night, Dog Sidious. As Clinton Park says, he still has family in the area and support the hockey league. We'll give the chat a moment. Remember to check myself and remember to check out Dog Sidious on Saturday. I'll be there. So will Chris from Stratmatic, Delaware, and the original Grognard. Tomorrow we'll have the original Grognard hopefully on the show. I don't know, maybe around 9:30, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, because OG is in the Pacific Northwest of the United States of America. So no one in the chat recommends a game. I will pick one when we next play. I don't know which one I want yet. So thank you very much. Till next time, health and happiness. Take care. Bye-bye. And God bless. Kenny Castro, send me an email. And you know what's coming, folks. Peace!